Have you ever stopped to wonder, why is the world divided into time zones? Why do we all agree that it's one time in New York and another in Tokyo? Time, after all, is a human construct. So who decided how it should work? And why is it sliced up the way it is? Welcome to the fascinating story of how the world standardized time. Life before time zones, before trains, before international calls, and definitely before the internet, time was a local thing. Literally. Every town had its own local time, usually based on when the sun was directly overhead. Noon in one city might be 12:17 in the next town over. That was fine when the fastest way to travel was horseback. But with the rise of trains in the 19th century, things got messy, fast. Railroads and the need for standard time. As railroads expanded in the US and Europe, schedules became confusing and even dangerous. Imagine trying to coordinate train arrivals in different towns with different clocks. So in 1883, US and Canadian railroads adopted a system of standardized time zones without waiting for government approval. It was called the Day of Two Noons because each town had to reset their clocks at noon to match the new system. The global fix, the 1884 International Meridian Conference. To make time truly global, the International Meridian Conference was held in Washington, D.C. in 1884. Key decisions. The Prime Meridian, 0 longitude, would pass through Greenwich, England. The world would be divided into 24 time zones, each spanning roughly 15 degrees of longitude. Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, would be the baseline for all other zones. Not everyone agreed at first. France didn't officially accept GMT until 1911, UTC and Atomic Time. Today, we use Coordinated Universal Time, UTC, as the modern successor to GMT. It's based on incredibly precise atomic clocks, accurate to within a billionth of a second. Timekeeping is no longer based on the sun, but on the vibrations of cesium atoms. Yes, science. Why time zones aren't perfect. While 24 time zones make sense mathematically, politics, geography, and history make it messy in practice. Examples. China spans 5 time zones but uses just one, Beijing time. India has its own time zone, IST or Indian Standard Time, offset by 5.5 hours from GMT. Nepal, it's offset by 5 hours and 45 minutes. Yes, really. And don't forget about daylight saving time, which further complicates things. Time zones in the digital era today. Smartphones, computers, and satellites keep us in sync. Time zones still matter for scheduling flights, global business, and Zoom meetings across continents. But the system we rely on every day is only about 140 years old, and it's still evolving. So the next time you glance at your phone or schedule a meeting across continents, remember, time zones are one of the most fascinating and fragile inventions in modern history. If you enjoyed this dive into the history of time, hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep learning how our world really works. Let us know in the comments, which time zone quirk do you find the strangest?